Well, good morning. Good to welcome you here this morning for this media briefing, press conference. We have a couple of topics this morning, and I want to invite Doug Durliat from Rhodes State College up to talk about some upcoming training opportunities. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Something that's coming to Rhodes State College beginning in June will be some training from the Manufacturing Skill Standards Council. This is probably the closest thing to a nationally acclaimed manufacturing training. What this is a 4-module basic training. We've got it formatted in a 2-week pattern. You take the classes at Rhodes during the mornings for 2 weeks, and then you take the exam on any one of 2 days. And it'll begin late in June, finish up in mid-August. That covers 4 modules. Each of these modules will span 2 weeks, one on safety, another one on manufacturing processes, on quality, and then on maintenance awareness. Nice part about that, especially in maintenance, even for entry-level jobs, companies are starting to say you have to have some kind of understanding of maintaining the place where you're working. Have a basic understanding of hydraulics, pneumatics, electrical, and mechanical. You're not the full-fledged maintenance worker, but you need to have at least a rudimentary understanding of that. Quality is also important. We had a survey that we had completed earlier this year, and even with entry-level employees, you have to have an understanding of some elements of quality, like statistical process control, cost-benefit analysis, and some other elements in the quality area. We're targeting this to 2 different populations. One, a logical might be the basic manufacturing pathway students that the Lima City CDBG helps fund. This could be a step up for them. And we're also targeting this as a source of incumbent worker training. And again, this is the initial program. It starts in June. We plan to offer this throughout the year as well. It's a hybrid where you have a classroom, and you also interface with some computerization, and then also some hands-on, so it'll reinforce what you learn in the classroom. And the outlines of the program are on the back, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
At the end of the coursework, you end up with a certificate?
Right. Each of the 4 modules, you can actually get a certificate. So this does give you a tangible credential that you can market yourself for employers. And we're going to have our consortium steering committee meeting later today, and we're going to talk about that possibility of having them getting involved in terms of interviewing people who complete these programs.
Great.
Yep.
Is there a cost?
Yes, each module is $648. We target this to people who have been displaced because they could qualify for WIA funding, which would cover the cost. If you're getting in as an incumbent worker, your company could pick up the cost. But if you see some value in it, also there's a number of different ways in which you can fund it out of pocket or through other financial aid means. Okay?
Very good. Thanks, Doug. Joe Gearing is our stormwater engineer. Joe, come on up. We have a number of projects that are just getting underway out in the neighborhoods that we want folks to be well aware of that are retrofitting existing sewers for stormwater purposes. So, Joe, why don't you tell us about what's going on?
Yeah, we've got our sewer liner project going on right now. Insight Pipe Contracting is in town right now doing the work. We've got about 2,600 foot of pipe that we're going to be lining. Right now they're cleaning and televising the line to verify the condition of it. Project cost is about $117,000. The reason for this is a lot of root infiltration, cracking in the pipes, separation of joints, and allows us to address these issues without all the disturbance of tearing up the streets and yards and drive approaches. We've got 5 areas that we're focusing on. South Pears Avenue between Spencerville Road and Lakewood. South Central between 9th and 10th. Mackenzie Drive between Cornell and Crestwood. Blackburn between Merritt and West Spring. And North Pears between West Wayne and Oakland. At that particular area, there is a spot repair, so there will need to be some disturbance there. The cleaning and video should be completed tomorrow, and then they'll resume the lining procedure approximately June 12th. At the end of the completion of this project, we should add another 50 years to these sewers.
And you might comment on this, I mean, this kind of repair is only happening in those areas where the sewers are separated, correct?
Correct. And the combined sewer areas, utilities handles that, but with our aging infrastructure, it gives us an opportunity with capacity is not an issue, just the infrastructure itself. It gives us an opportunity to address and correct these sewers without all the disturbance and a savings of money as well.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
The core of the city, about 2/3 has combined sewer. It's really the north end and the west side, and obviously there must be a section in the south end, way south, that where the sewers are separated, and we have stormwater and sanitary sewers that are in effect 2 pipes in the ground rather than just one. And the storm water utility that we've established about 5 years ago is responsible now for both maintenance and the repair of those storm sewers. So we want folks to know that it's going on, and the trucks are actively out in the neighborhoods now. Okay, very good. Saul Allen is here. He's our Deputy Director of Streets, and I think he's got an update for us as to the total impact of the winter weather for our street department.
Good morning. Hopefully we're done with winter. We have taken all the plows off all the trucks and all the salters, so hopefully that is done. Just really want to give a quick wrap-up of this winter for the City of Lima. As far as salt usage, we used just over 2,300 tons of salt. On a normal average year, we would use approximately about 1,500 tons. Overtime has been the big thing for the City of Lima. On average, we normally would spend probably about $30,000 of overtime for snow removal. This year, we're probably closer to about $90,000. If you remember, quite a few of the storms that we had this year were weekend storms. So that's basically what we're seeing as far as the biggest issue as far as why that overtime is so high. We didn't get a lot of storms during the middle of the day where we already had guys. It was always a matter of Friday night, Saturday, Sunday when we had to do call-outs to get a number of guys in. So that overtime number is rather large. We also have gone out for the purchase, bidded for the purchase of salt for next year. Waiting for that information to come back as of yet. We are expecting that price to go up from what we were paying this year based on the fact that when we were trying to get salt during the middle of the year, that price had actually gone up to about 3 times of what we were originally paying. So but we are going out already for bid. I'll get that information back soon.
Our equipment held up pretty well?
Equipment held up actually very well. Very just small problems. I think the biggest issues we've had have been hydraulic leaks. Nothing real as far as mechanical or anything else. It's just been small hydraulic leaks that we've been able to bring guys in to repair and move on. So.
One comment on the potholes and where we're at.
Potholes, I mean, that's continuous for us year-round. We are currently working on potholes and also utility-type cuts. We are using the actual hot asphalt to make those repairs. Also, we're probably, I'm going to say, about a third way through our alley maintenance. Looks like we're probably going to be into July, early part, hopefully still working on alleys, trying to maintain alleys, but we are getting around to doing those. A lot of the delay right now has been some of the wet weather we've received as far as getting into those alleys. You know, alleys being muddy, we don't really want to get into them when they're already muddy, so, but we are out and about working, so. Thank you.
Thank you, Saul. Well, we all knew that this was a tough winter, and it translated to real additional costs for us. But I thought, in general, the experience for most motorists in the community was that we kept up with things pretty well. And I want to applaud the efforts. Those are those are financial costs, but it really was a huge demand on folks in the street department to be out. We also know that we had unprecedented numbers of breakage in water lines and collapse of sewers in the utilities department, so we also had lots of winter-related problems in that department as well. I think that's all that we have for this morning, so we'll break down for interviews. Thank you.